So welcome back to another week of SoCal Business and Basketball Report. We're coming at you this week from Newark High School in Northern California, near Fremont, California, in the East Bay area, near Oakland as well. Followed St. Bernard's High School up here this week for a big game against Sheldon High School. This is Ray Dietz once again with our second week this year, and we're looking this year for a team that could possibly beat Sierra Canyon. Of course, I'm partial, being from Southern California, and I'm a big fan of Sierra Canyon, but we might have seen a team this week that could beat them. We'll start off talking a little bit about the business environment around Newark, the Fremont area. Historically, this was an area of Fremont. There was a GM plant here from 1962 to 1982. And then there were a number of years thereafter where General Motors and Toyota partnered at that plant, building cars, the Yaris and a few others. And then finally in 2010, Elon Musk, even though the facility was awfully big, it was shut down for a couple of years. Toyota, GM was no longer using that plant, but Elon Musk bought out the facility for Tesla purposes, and so we're kind of seeing what happened historically in the auto industry happening here in this region. So historically, we saw the auto industry building cars in Detroit, and you saw a lot of the ancillary businesses, auto glass, rubber tubing, those types of things were built on the Ohio Turnpike corridor. Toledo, there was a lot of glass made there. Glass made for autos as far out as Pittsburgh. In Northeast Ohio, you saw the what became the rubber capital of the world in Akron, with Goodyear and other tire companies. And it's kind of happening in this area as well. I don't think Elon actually expected Tesla to do as well as it has done. I think in his mind he thought the company would eventually fail, but it would help launch a new wave in the auto industry. But what's actually happened is Tesla initially only needed 1/10 of the space at the Fremont plant here. They're about to double. Right now it's 10,000 employees. They're going to add thousands of more employees. There's about 50 companies here in Northern California that are ancillary auto businesses. It goes over to Nevada, where the largest battery factory in the world, the Gigafactory 1, is in Nevada. There's 3,000 employees there. SAS is nearby. The dashboards are made here in Northern California. There's 200 employees at their facility. So we're seeing the auto industry kind of reinvented with the battery model cars in Northern California here. In terms of the basketball, we followed St. Bernard's up here from the Playa Del Rey area, home of Jeannie Buss, the owner and boss of the Lakers. And they lost tonight against Sheldon of Sacramento, 87-66. Sheldon has a tremendous team. Josh Morgan, their 6'10 player who's committed to Long Beach State. He's 6'10, he's awfully thin, but he does have some skills. Of course, St. Bernard has their 6'8 player Ramel Mansell, who's also committed to Long Beach State. And so we're expecting a very good game, and it was not much of a game. Other players for Sheldon that did very well: Marcus Bagley, who is his brother, his older brother, Marvin Bagley, of course, played at Duke. And the Bagley family has kind of followed Marvin around. They were over to support him in Durham, North Carolina last year with Duke, and the family's moved to Sacramento, where Marvin is playing this year. And Sheldon had a tremendous team coming in, and with Marcus coming to Sheldon, he's a 6'8 player, can shoot the three, could work on his side to side a little better, possibly lose a few pounds, but he has the body. He's only a junior. He already has offers from UCLA, USC, Arizona, so he's going to be a very good player. The other thing that I see with Sheldon is they have a real point guard. The little guy Wynn is a true point guard. Sierra Canyon doesn't necessarily have a point guard this year. Going up against Mook Harris from St. Bernard, who can jump and plays the lead guard position for St. Bernard, it really wasn't as much of a matchup as I thought it would be. So, tremendous game early, but later definitely Sheldon took over. There were a series of games today. This is the big one I wanted to see. Santa Margarita, who we saw last week and spent some time with Max Agbonkpolo, Jake Kyman. They're going to play right now against Modesto Christian. Earlier, Bishop O'Dowd won a close one against Grant Union High School. So there's been a string of games today, but the big one here that we just saw, Sheldon won 87-66. And that's going to do it here tonight for the SoCal Business and Basketball Report, coming to you from Northern California, the Newark area. And we'll look forward to speaking with you again next week.